Good morning, Facebook family and friends. How's everyone doing? This is Wisdom Walk number 2. One of the things I'm starting for 2021. This is my first time broadcasting it on my personal page. It was on our team page, and we did Wisdom Walk episode number 1, and it went off very, very big. And a lot of people asked me. I wasn't planning on doing it, calling it Wisdom Walk or doing it continually. It was just something that was on my mind, and I wanted to talk about it. And a lot of people asked me if I'll continue doing it. So here I am. So the first thing I talked about is don't laugh at my funny hat, because I have to save my skin. I have to save my face. I'm getting older. I got to make sure my esthetician's like all over me. So got to do it. So anyway, so I'm going to be doing a wisdom walk. I'm not sure how many times a week I'll do it. It depends on the popularity of what people hit me up and ask me for. So here I am. So you're going to go for a walk. Not sure if I'm back up. I think I'm back. Okay, so I had to turn off my Wi-Fi. As I leave the house, the Wi-Fi was going to stop. So this morning's wisdom walk, I'm going to take you kind of back, way back to when you were a toddler. Most of you probably won't remember it, obviously, because we were way too young and we don't remember. But I hope this one really hits you, because to me it's a full circle of life. And I won't go full circle, I would say up to adulthood, or probably where you are right now. So here's my thought, and I just did a lap already, so I'm a little bit out of breath. So I kind of do my first lap first so I can concentrate, and then I do my wisdom walk. So the first thought is, think back to, or kind of imagine, because some of you have kids, how your toddlers are. The reason that we start moving around as toddlers, trying to learn to walk, crawl, or whatever, we see an object. We see an object that we want to get, whether it be a shiny object, something on the couch, something our parents left behind. We don't know what it is as a child or as a toddler, but we want to go after that object. That's why we become mobile. That's why we start moving, because we're curious. It's something that we want, something we want to look at, something we want to figure out what it is. We want to touch it, we want to hold it, we want to play with it, whatever the scenario is. Well, let's move ourselves forward to adulthood. Same situation. Whether or not you're looking at that shiny object, could be a new car, could be tiding more to your church, could be a new home, it could be vacation, taking care of your parents, whatever it is. It's something that you're looking forward to, that you're trying to get to. So we start working, or we start our own businesses, or we start whatever you do to accomplish that. So those are the two circles of childhood, or pre-childhood, I should say, someone being younger, toddler, and adulthood. So let's break down the first portion. So when we stand up, or we start crawling, we realize crawling is not enough, so we try to stand up as a toddler to get there. What happens when we stand up? We fall. We bump our knee. We cry because it hurts. You try it again. You fall again. You bump your knee. You scratch your leg. You start crying. Your parents come to you and they try to help you in a way or console you, but it's still not working. Then you keep trying it, because the key to it is you haven't given up and looking at that shiny object. You want that shiny object. Your mind is curious. You want to know what it's like. You want to know what it feels like. You want to know what it does. So you keep trying. You keep putting yourself in that position to get that object. But it's interesting that we don't give up. We keep doing it. You may hit the couch. You may do whatever. You may fall, bump your head, start crying, but you're going to go back and get it again. Well, it's interesting, as a child or as a toddler, we don't know any better, because life hasn't hit us yet. Still young, still don't know, still haven't experienced life yet. But now, as an adult, let's move the same scenario. We want to have success. We want to be able to retire our parents. We want to buy that new Lambo. Want to buy that house in the hills. Want to go on that vacation. Want to tithe more to your church. So we go through these processes, and You stumble, but some people, when they stumble, they don't get up and try again. Why is that? Well, that's because life hits them. They have experiences now. They have friends in their ear. They have people telling them it doesn't work. They have people saying to them, nah, sounds like a scam. Nah, that's not going to work. But notice as a child, you get that encouragement. The child falls down. Get up, little Johnny. You can do it. Yay, little Johnny. And you're like clapping, because usually when a child first starts to walk, you have all these adults around that child encouraging them, clapping, giving them positive reinforcement. What a beautiful thing. And what ends up happening now is you end up having success. Now, we all started that way. We all walked and we stopped stumbling. I've been walking since I started this live. I haven't fallen. I could fall if I stub my toe on this thing I'm coming up to right now, but that can happen too. But it's interesting how much encouragement, what that encouragement, please understand the encouragement of those adults around you does for you, for that child. So now let's go to the second scenario. As an adult, let's talk reality. You open up a business. Your friends are like, that's not going to work. That's stupid. Or you join a company. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Sounds like a scam. You know how many times I've heard that from my friends and family? In fact, I'll give you a live experience. Back in 2002, I was a very, very successful car dealer. I ran House of Imports Mercedes-Benz, #1 store in the country, ran the sales department. We were killing it. Decided to walk away from it. Everybody told me it's not going to work. Are you crazy? Why would you do that? To go into an affiliate marketing company that you know nothing about. First 6 months, I stubbed my toe. Didn't know what I was doing. Made no money. Everybody was laughing at me. Got no encouragement. Courtney, I see you there. You're part of that. You're part of that story I'm telling right now. So you can comment on that because you have firsthand information. So everybody was. Had no encouragement. See, the difference is when the child is getting the encouragement, it's a beautiful thing. He or she continues to strive for success, to get to that shiny object. But when an adult does it, and we get torn down and laughed at and ridiculed, if you're not a strong enough individual, you will let that stop you in your path. Could you imagine if that child that's trying to walk, every time they got up, you spanked them, or you yelled at them, or you hurt them, or you hit them? Do you think they're going to keep trying? Eventually, they'll have that behavior, and they will learn not to do that anymore. Well, I don't think there's very many adults that are that cruel that'll do that to a child. However, there's a massive, and I mean massive, amount of adults that'll do that to an adult. So my friends were telling me, you're crazy, Clayton. Clay, are you serious? You're going to leave your amazing career? That's all you've ever done your whole adult life? You're like the top of the industry to go do something that's a scam, that sounds like a scam? Well, that so-called scam was in the mortgage industry, and I ended up making $11 million. More money I ever made in the car industry. It retired me forever. It put me in a position that I never have to work again. That all I do now is make my own decisions. So that's what happens when you don't allow people to break you or do what they need to do. So as an adult, you continue pushing no matter what anyone says. The problem is you don't have that positive reinforcement that you had as a kid. So even if you fall or stumble at a job, you got fired, laid off, whatever, you didn't just stop and go roll up in a ball and go, oh, my life is over. I'm not doing anything anymore. No, you kept going. So same thing here. You put yourself in a position to continue pushing and pushing, and that's what happens. So, yeah, thank you, Courtney. I know there was 250,000 people in that company, and yeah, I was number one. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not the most charismatic person in the world. What I do have that most people have is I have a worth ethic that will blow your mind. I also have blinders on. I don't let outside influences influence the decision that makes my life or influence the things that I do. I make my own decisions. Your opinion of me or what I do is irrelevant. I know what's in my heart. And guess who else knows what's in my heart? God knows what's in my heart. So if you're going to sit and think that whatever you want to think about me, and you think that hurts me or makes me or derails me anyway, you have no clue who I am, because I will not be derailed. I will never be derailed. So I continue pushing, moving forward, just as I did as a toddler, just as you did as a toddler. So the thought is, if you were having so much encouragement as a toddler to keep walking, even though you kept falling, because when you first started walking, you failed more than you succeeded. And that positive reinforcement around you kept you alive, kept you going, kept you with encouragement. Now as you become an adult, nobody's encouraging you anymore, or very few people, I should say. So you have to be your own encouragement. You have to be your own person that pushes yourself to the next level. You have to do that. Because if you don't, chances are you'll just live a regular, ordinary life. Which is nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that anything's wrong with it. I personally just like the fact that what is today? I don't even know what today is. Today's Tuesday. I know I always say that when I do a live. I don't know what day it is, because every day is just a day for me. I don't know if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. The only time I know what day it is if there's something scheduled that my queen or my family has that we have to do on a certain date. Other than that, I don't know what day of the week it is, because I don't have a job to go to. I don't have to report to anyone. So I wake up every morning and decide to do whatever I want to do. And that's that shiny object that I wanted. It's interesting now that I'm saying this, because I'm walking through my neighborhood right now, and I remember talking about shiny objects and little kids. I remember going to the college down the street from this neighborhood and driving up here going, man, one day I want to live there. I was 17 years old, 16 years old. I'm like, one day I'm going to live there. And there's that shiny object. And I would go to the gate and I'll wait for someone to come in. And then I'll drive my car right in fast behind them before the gate closed, so I can just drive around and dream and look at that shiny object. Well, today there's a guard there now, so people can't do that anymore. But I always said I would live there. And here I am, walking the neighborhood of living there. So I don't let anyone steal my shiny object. Are you letting people steal your shiny object? What is your decision? I mean, again, if you want to go back to success, go back to being a toddler. Then you're going to get all the people giving you all the encouragement in the world. Unfortunately, that's not reality. So you have to be your own encouragement. You have to put your own blinders on. You have to put yourself in a position no matter what. And hey, you're going to fail. And this is the part that stops so many of you guys. I don't think the dogs are very happy with me right now. You have to think about this in your mind. Did you stop walking? Do you know? Think about this for a second. Do you know if when you were a toddler and you fell 50 million times before you were successful, what if you just gave up? What if you just said, I'm just not going to do this? I mean, this is just too hard. I've bumped my head 10 times this morning. My leg hurts. I'm just feeling horrible. And you put yourself in a position that you're just, he's real mad at me. You put yourself in a position that, you know what, I'm just going to give up. Because it hurts too much. It hurts. My leg hurts. I bumped my head this time. I have a scratch on my face. It really, really hurts. I'm hurting. Well, if you did that, you wouldn't be walking today. Because you would not have done the things it takes to learn how to continue moving. Here's my last thought on my wisdom walk. Here's the part that's going to get a whole bunch of people, and I hope this one rings home. When you were a toddler and you stood up from crawling, that was your first success. You made it. And you're looking over that shining object. What if you didn't move your left foot or your right foot? What if you decide to just stand there and stare at the object? You would have never known what that object's like. You would have never touched it. You would have never gotten it. You would have never felt it. You will never see what it's like. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about where you are today. You've seen that beautiful home, that vacation house, that new Lambo or whatever car you like, tithing more to your church, that better education for your children. Whatever that object is, that beautiful shiny object is sitting there. And you stood up and you're looking at it. But go back to the kid. For the kid to get to the object, they had to move their left foot or right foot. And then they had to move their left foot and their right foot again. And they had to start moving towards it. And as soon as they did, they fell on their butt or they bumped their head. But guess what they did? They got up again and did it again. And here you are today, a successful walker. That's what I'm talking about, wisdom walking. You're a successful walker now. So as an adult, that shiny object you're looking for, the beautiful home, in fact, as I'm walking by here with the beautiful pool in the backyard, or whatever it is, are you standing watching it? Are you standing watching it? Or did you move your left or right foot? And when you moved your left or right foot, some of you did. You may have gotten into an opportunity. You may have gotten a new job. You may have tried your own business. And it failed. And all of a sudden, you stopped. Well, think back to the kid. When he or she fell on your butt, did they stop? So why are you stopping? Why are you stopping? Did you stop? I'll leave you with that thought. Love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.